Barcelona lost their second La Liga game of the season against Imanol's Real Sociedad, and it was really a masterstroke from the manager as Barcelona was outclassed in almost in every certain metric throughout the game, but also the fact that we had an offside that was judged wrongly against Barcelona. But we're going to look at how he really outclassed Hansi Flick. Not outclassed him in the sense that he was better than him, but he was just ready for everything they had. As always, do subscribe to the channel. It's going to help the channel a lot, but let's get right into the video. In the build-up phase, when Barcelona looked to play out from the back, you saw that Sociedad committed a lot of players forward in order to put a full-on press together, where you would see the one winger stay on Koundé, and if the ball would go to Balde, you saw that the other fullback would actually crash that party as well. This kind of press against Barcelona's build-up actually started at Bayern Munich when we played in that game, and also Real Madrid, where the one winger would come from the one side, and then you would also see that the other winger is actually covering Jules Koundé, and this is kind of like a man-to-man press against Barcelona, and this way they put a lot of pressure and they also had a lot more energy. It should come as no surprise as to why Barcelona struggled in this game right here, because Sociedad targeted two very specific components of Barcelona's press. Number one being Robert Lewandowski dropping onto the ball, as they specifically targeted him, giving him no time and space on the ball to turn around and releases the likes of Pedri and Rafinha. This actually dragged Pedri and Rafinha much deeper, meaning that Barcelona had no runners in behind, and that actually allowed Sociedad to compact the space and bring out their line a little bit higher. And also, secondly, the fact that there was no Lamine Yamal in this game, the fact that he can hold up the play, and actually the fact that he's press resistant. We talk about him dropping deep constantly on this channel, meaning sometimes the fullback even got to the ball before Fmin did. So that's two very key components. Barcelona was looking to build up towards the left-hand side. Because Pedri was on the right-hand side in the right half space, we often saw that it was Rafinha that had to come closer to the ball in order to get on the ball. Right, meaning that the fact that Robert Lewandowski is also looking to drop, who's going to run in behind for Barcelona. We often saw maybe on two occasions that it was Pedri that had to run in behind and get on the ball. However, the defenders were more than happy to actually cover Pedri because he doesn't have the speed that Rafinha and Lamine Yamal had. So that was a huge problem for Barcelona, especially down the left-hand side. Sociedad were more focused to shut down Barcelona's left-hand side, and you will see in a second why they actually did that, as they committed a lot of players, especially when Barcelona wanted to play through that side. You saw that Robert Lewandowski also dropped towards the left-hand side, and in order for Barcelona to have an outlet and play the ball through the center as well. And you can see here that Rafinha is also dropping towards that side, with Pedri having to run in behind. And this was a huge problem for Barcelona. Rather have Pedri drop and then Rafinha runs in behind, because Pedri was actually outpowered by the center backs from Real Sociedad, as they were more than happy to actually have him as the one who's running in behind as well. Sociedad's press towards the left-hand side was so intense that they even had a center back following Robert Lewandowski if he tried to get on the ball. And they were perfectly fine with having a one-on-one between Munoz and Pedri. Like I said, he was often the one who had to run in behind. But the problem here for Barcelona is that Robert Lewandowski couldn't turn and actually get the ball away, as Barcelona was actually stopped by Real Sociedad in these areas right here, which is great tactics by Imanol. I actually suggested him as the new coach for Barcelona, but it's just sensational tactics. And they also had the balls to actually have Rafinha in a one-on-one situation, but the ball never came to Rafinha for him to be able to make those runs in behind. We see here as Robert Lewandowski is dropping towards the ball, the center back actually follows him, and you can see that Rafinha was in a one-on-one situation with that fullback over there. But I think they did have the balls to do this, because when Pedri had to drop, it was Fmin that had to run in behind, which carries no threat at all. I honestly believe that there's a reason why Takekubo was leading the press from this side and tried to get Barcelona to this side, because there was a specific reason. Like I said, they wanted to get the ball to Fmin, and they kind of saw him like a weak link in the team in terms of the press. Again, I'm not trying to bash him here. This is just a cold hard truth, right? And they targeted him specifically to get the ball here because look at, there's no people running in behind because they can cover Pedri. The same with Robert Lewandowski. Rafinha's over on this side, right? They don't carry the same threat as Lamine Yamal does over on this side. If Rafinha wanted to get involved here, he would have to come over here constantly. And another thing that they tried to do actually was to get Koundé forward, and ultimately if they do transition with the ball, then this guy Becker is completely open in that situation. Imanol was content with the fact that Fmin and Koundé is going to have the ball, because the same with the fact that Fmin doesn't nearly carry the same threat as Lamine Yamal. It's also Koundé is nowhere near his best without Lamine Yamal, right? And look at how everybody's over on that side, over on the left hand side with Koundé alone. That just created space in behind him that Sociedad could take advantage of. Barcelona after that started kicking the ball long, and Robert Lewandowski lost all the aerial balls for whatever reason. Maybe that defender is taller than him, who knows why. When they kick the ball long, Susic heads the ball on, and this is actually where the goal happens. It seems like they had the right players in the right positions when Barcelona started going long in this instance, and right over there they have their goal and they take the 1-0 lead. But I want to show something in the pressing as well before we end of this video. I think we have to make 2 videos, and it is about Fmin. Now before I explain how Fmin was a problem in terms of the pressing, I just want to say this, that I do not blame him at all. I just want to come out and say this. But the truth is the truth. He did not bring the same intensity that Lamine Yamal does together with Rafinha. And many times Barcelona had a lopsided attack. And you saw that Robert Lewandowski many times also had to come out to make up for the intensity that Barcelona did not have. If you partner that with the fact that Koundé had to come out, these centre backs had a lot of time on the ball to just chip it over and find these guys just in behind Koundé. And also due to the fact that Sociedad wanted to have Barcelona all over on one side. If you partner that with that fact that Rafinha couldn't press alone, this centre back had all the time in the world to find the likes of Bryce Mendes and also Becker in this area. And like I said, that is just the cold hard truth. Fmin had a Horso, and I actually want to put the blame on Flick because he exposed him. Why don't you pick maybe a Paul Victor, a guy that's a little bit faster, that can put the pressure, that can run in behind? Why did you pick Fermin Lopez on the wing? He does not carry the same threat. Or you could even pick Ansu Fati, right? Why do we need another midfielder? And Robert Lewandowski is dropping. And this midfield was way overcrowded as well. I think we can all agree that Fmin did not bring the same intensity. Look at the centre back is literally standing on the ball. And I know for a fact that the Firminians are going to come for me, but I don't care. You guys can get your Fermin Dior or your Lopez Dior, but this is just the problems that we had. He did not bring the... Look at Robert Lewandowski had to come out and press the goalkeeper to put some pressure on them, right? And look at the fact that the centre backs had time. They could easily just kick the ball in behind Koundé, which was also another problem that Barcelona had to deal with, and that affected Koundé going forward, right? So Barcelona was not successful at winning the ball high up the pitch. Again, when the goalkeeper gets the ball, Fmin is not high enough in order to put some pressure on that player so that he can kick the ball quickly. And look here, the same thing here. Barcelona had to come off because he didn't. I don't know if he doesn't have the speed, or maybe he was tasked by Flick. But like I said, I do not blame him in any shape or form. I'm just telling you what's wrong, and also maybe the fact that Flick have exposed Fmin in this sense. But I want to show you a picture. Look at how everybody is in the center. Everybody's in the center. Barcelona almost had literally no wingers, and this is the impact that we had of not having Lamine Yamal on the pitch. But I do think if this offside was correctly judged and actually given as a goal, the game would have turned out very, very differently. Barcelona would have had momentum and it would have been a different story. I also think that Casado, I don't know if it's just me, he looked a little bit like exhausted in my opinion. But guys, we have reached the end of our video. We're going to do another video hopefully to see what was wrong for Barcelona. But these are the main things that they kept consistent throughout the game. If you're a Barca fan, I know you'll love this channel. Do subscribe to it. We upload weekly Barcelona content. See you in the next one.